I go in tunnel zone. Rather crowd big, crowd small, whatever. I'm in tunnel zone. I only see what's in front of me.
Now tuned in to Tunnel Zone Radio. Easy.
Let that play, dog.
You want to hear 5?
Y'all want to hear 5? Play, man. You should let it. You should, yeah, man. Can I kick it? I missed the fight.
Let 5 go in. Let 5 go in.
Go ahead. Let him go. Go ahead, 5. Oh, he turned it off. Okay.
At times I'm a studio conveyor. Yes, the tribe of the game with the player. As you inhale like a breath of fresh air.
Okay, dub.
I wish that was
Trey in the building. Ready and willing. Miss Willie in the building. Hey, ready and look. She giving us the boring. That's the blogger stuff. I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna type all day. Tunnel Zone Radio. Your boy Chris Temp, Miss Trey, Dub Smooth.
Yes, sir. And if you want to call and hit us up at 718-951-4444.
You already know.
Let's go.
Shout out to Miss Welly brother in the building who's supposed to be recording, but he's forgetting he's supposed to start right now. Nah, I'm joking. Call it son now. Shout out to Mosiah on the cam.
Mosiah.
But Miss Trey had a question for you before we got off air.
Being a blogger/reporter, being in the industry, you got to know different aspects of life. So what places have you traveled to?
That's a good question. Well, besides leaving New York, that's one of the reasons why I left New York and went away to school, because I wanted to get a new experience. But most recently, I went to London for my birthday earlier in May, and that was a dope experience. I told myself, I was like, I'm going.
Where was my invite?
Yeah, where was mine, man? And we didn't even know each other, and I was looking for my invite. You know what I mean?
But I had a family member, a distant cousin out there who was like, yo, you can stay here, and I didn't have to pay for a place to stay. I just went. My best friend came with me, and it was cool.
Okay.
Went to the club out there, different experience.
Got it popping. This is what they're saying. Hello.
Yo, we got a caller. Caller, what's going on, caller?
Caller, you tune into Tunnel Zone Radio. What's going on?
Yes, it's June.
June BK in the building.
We got June BK. Rap artist.
Smooth.
How you doing?
Sam, what's up?
Chilling, cooling, man. You tuning in right now? You rocking with us, or you just calling to say what up?
Yeah, I'm calling to say what up, man. And I'm listening to the show, man. And I actually got a question for her, man.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
All right. I love your voice. You got a beautiful voice.
Jeff, if you see the jeans, Jeff, if you see the jeans,
if you was here.
I can't mess with this one. She look like she ready to choke.
I'm looking at
her
you.
brother over here too, like yo.
I'm giving you the side eye, the evil side eye.
I'm joking. It's all love. It's all respect.
Not to me though, right?
Oh, I can't see you, so you don't have to worry about that.
She's beautiful.
I promise you that.
But what's up? What's your question?
Yeah, so my question for you is more so like, I know we've been talking about, politics and music and a whole bunch of stuff. But I just want to ask a real simple question, I just want to ask an everyday question.
Okay.
So, like,
hurry up, June. Nah, I'm joking.
So I'm saying, like, as far as your writing and everything, I know you touch on topics politically, musically, and everything like that. But what about educationally, just the black community and stuff like that? But I'm gonna ask you an off-the-wall question. What's your favorite food?
How you ask her that, man? Well, that could be a good question because
it's something.
Yeah.
It's something,
Me, I love jerk chicken.
Jerk chicken. Wait. What's your Caribbean? What's your background?
My mom is Jamaican.
Whoa, God, Jamaica.
That's my favorite thing. That's home. That feels like home when I eat it. I mean, I've tried a whole bunch of different stuff, but that's home for me.
So you was jumping during. So you was jumping during the BT was when you saw Elephant.
Oh yeah, when they came out. I was hyped when they came out.
You was hyped when they came out.
Yeah. I was dancing.
You was that too winding in there.
Some.
Would you ever blog about your favorite food? Good question, June.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, definitely.
I did at one point wanted to be a food critic. I don't know why I stopped wanting to be a food critic, but I don't think that I would be against doing that at some point. So yeah.
I mean, I think that's cool too, cause the influence of the culture, like the food and everything, that's a big influence on your culture and what who you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah, okay. I mean it's definitely big on hip hop culture. Look at Rick Ross. No disrespect to my big people, but his food, you know. He be talking about food on his albums and all that, you know. But nah, so.
Flipping pies. I know the
That's a double meaning. Double entendre. That's how you say it.
Yo, June, man, we gonna have you on the show soon, right?
Yeah, next week, man.
Next week?
I'm around, man.
All right, man.
This mixtape coming out soon too, man. Don't forget Brooklyn Summers. I know it's your time, baby girl, but
Don't worry, next week. We got you next week. We got you. You and Dollar Beat Knocker, we got you. AKA Pootie
man.
you know it.
You do look like Pootie Tang.
Oh wow.
on the tippy top.
Oh man.
But yo, appreciate you for calling, June.
No doubt.
You already know. Let's get it. But yeah, we back with Miss Wale now. Miss Trey, you got any more?
Well, I was gonna ask before I got.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Miss Trey.
What other stuff would you like to get into in the media world?
Definitely doing more video storytelling. I did do a video series earlier this year, and I wasn't in front of the camera, but for my website, Hearts Converse, which I'll talk about that too. I started this website called heartsconverse.com back in 2010, and it's young adults talking about relationships, life, and culture. So all my favorite topics.
Holla at us,
all the
man.
stuff y'all
Tell us
talk
on.
about.
Holla at us.
Y'all can send me some stuff, or if y'all want to write something, let me know.
No, we trying to be on TV, so you better holla at us.
We gonna send some stuff. We got a lot to talk about.
We got a lot to talk about. You
But-
sit us three down, we good.
And we gonna get your 2 cents eventually on
Oh
relationships.
yeah, we're gonna talk about relationships and stuff.
We're gonna talk about Kurt and Love and Hip Hop.
Oh man.
Yeah, I have to cover that every week, and it's crazy. But yeah, so I started that website, and it was a lot of writing. Like, I'm a writer, so naturally I got a lot of people to blog, do a lot of written stuff. But I wanted to take it outside of my comfort zone and do a video series. So I have a camera, and I interviewed about 6 people, and I asked them. The series is called The Questions.
Mm-hmm.
So I just asked them questions about stuff we all talk about, we all tweet about. I'm sure you all talk about on your radio show.
Yeah.
And I edited it, put it up, and so that was just one project that I did that was outside of writing. And I mean, I would love to do stuff behind the scenes, be a producer, as far as like be more on the business side of media.
Yeah.
You know, you got the
That's
creative
where the money is at
business.
anyways, and
so I want to move into that, of course.
kind of less of a headache also.
So yeah, I mean, I could go on and on about stuff I want to do, but that would be the next phase of everything.
You're a very beautiful girl, by the way. I just want to say
Oh,
that.
okay, Trey.
All right, let's be honest.
You see, let's be honest. She wants
And I
me.
just
She
don't-
wants me.
I just don't know. Would you ever get into modeling?
Yeah, because you do got a lot of nice
I
features. No
tried-
disrespect, brother. Her brother over there. No.
I tried modeling briefly at Howard. I just don't like politics and BS.
The thirst was
So-
real over there. That's why it didn't work. You know, if you go into professional,
lot of-
the
the
thirst
thing
is gonna
is-
be real, but it's gonna be money. So
It's a lot of beautiful women, and I don't feel like, not to say I don't feel like, it's a competition. When you're a model, you're competing with other women on beauty, and I don't feel like I necessarily wanted to come in at the bottom doing that. Like,
I mean-
if I get to a certain point where I'm known for my writing and someone says, hey, I want to use you for something, then, hey, I'll do it. But not the other way around, where I didn't love modeling enough to be
To
like,
take
I'm
it
gonna
serious.
take this and let this be my bread and butter from the jump. Nah.
Because I think you would be great for like television and video. You could, you know,
I can see
dabble
you
into
doing-
that.
I can see you doing interviews. You got
Yeah.
you got a nice voice.
Something
you
like
know.
Chelsea lately, you
Yeah.
could take her spot.
Yeah, thanks, Wayne. Thanks.
I think
I
you
mean, a lot of people have told me you should do video stuff, stuff like that, and it's not. I don't know why I haven't done it. Actually,
But wait,
Model.
are they saying you should do video stuff in terms of your work, or like, girl, I want you in my video?
my video.
I want you in my
well,
video.
I wouldn't do that. Honestly, that's not my thing. I'm talking to more like what you said, video interviews.
Video interviews.
Oh, okay, all right.
and
What I
stuff
said,
like
Dub.
that.
She looked at me. Look at you.
All right.
Sit your ass down. But
Calm
yeah.
down. Calm down. Calm down. All right.
Thirst is real right now with Chris.
Whoa, sit your ass down, Trey.
Your ass.
You're light skinned. But yeah, finish up what you were saying before you was rudely interrupted by light skin.
No, I mean that's basically that. Modeling is either for you or not. You know.
Let me ask you a question. I'm going back. How did you get your shot at BET, by the way? How did you...
Networking.
I hate that word, but it works for other people because it don't work for me. That's why I hate it.
See, the thing
Wait,
with The thing with networking is that I hate the word networking too. I hate the word networking events. I just
we all
don't.
in the same game.
I don't like that.
Right?
But I believe in like real relationships.
Yeah,
like,
I believe in that too. Yeah,
relationships.
I don't want to know you because you know my cousin's cousin,
Yeah, and I should just
boyfriends.
help
You know,
you.
yeah, you should
Just
hold me down.
because
Yeah,
I know you.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, just like how I came here, I know Wayne from high school. We had like
Yeah,
same circle
smooth.
of friends and stuff like that. Like I like I like doing things because I genuinely feel like it's gonna help you and it's gonna help me. So
Yeah.
that's how I look at networking. I don't look at it as like, oh, here's my business card,
Okay.
and then people just throw it.
So
to
I mean,
the
how did
side.
it link, man? How did you get to like okay, you know, like yo, BET called you like
Well,
yo, Miss Bailey, how you doing? I know they couldn't pronounce your first name, right?
I still can.
I basically just an alumni from my school who was in PR. I hit her up and asked her for some advice after I graduated. She linked me to another alumni who was in journalism. She said, "Well, I'm not in journalism. I'm in PR. So I'll link you with this person who's more so like can help you in what you want to do exactly." And this is before I got the job at BET. This particular young woman, we just became cool. Like we would hang out, we go out to eat, and she'll just ask me like, "How's everything going?" She'll keep me kind of going because I wasn't going at that moment. I was kind of at that space where I didn't know what was gonna happen. Yeah. And she graduated a few years before I did, so she got the job at BET probably like around this time last year, and this is before I even knew there was a position opening.
It was a Pageon, what's the mother cats from Warner System Park? That's not there anymore.
Well, they're not there, so.
I'll be mad if I put you on and I get fired. Nah, be stop.
But yeah, like basically it was through that relationship I got it, and all my other opportunities is through relationships with people I know. And some of these people I don't necessarily like hang out with every week. I just have a good,
Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to ask you. Now that you kind of, you getting your buzz, you doing your thing with the news articles and all that. Are you getting the kind of maybe we should do this together, like with the big executives? Or how about we do lunch and then we do dinner and then, are you getting that yet? I'm not telling you to snitch on people, but you know what I mean. The something for something kind of
Snitch.
Oh, you mean like
the something for something, like
lurkers, like people
yeah,
that lurk?
the thirst crew.
No, I don't. I haven't received that at this moment.
Okay.
I can't recall.
Like, I could get your career up, girl. Let me Stevie J you. You know what I mean?
Nah, I haven't had that. Luckily, I haven't had a situation like that happen. But I mean, anything can happen.
You know anybody in your circle she look like she don't want to talk about it. She give me the head nod.
I know.
Only on the visual they're gonna see the head nod. She did
I know. I've heard stories.
Here's my stories.
But I haven't had anyone personally like disrespect me.
Okay, smooth, good. Cause you look like you keep it too professional for them to. You look like what? I call my big brother for you, and then big brother right there.
Even if you are professional as a woman, sometimes it doesn't matter. Some guys don't care. They will still try anyway to be disrespectful.
To jump on you.
I mean, how has life changed now that you work for BET and kind of more in the field?
Definitely, it's easier to report because I remember when I was in school and like I had to do a story for class. It's harder to like say, "Oh, I'm from Howard. I'm a student journalist." People don't want to talk to student journalists, but you have to get your work done. But now that I work for an organization that's known, people will, "Oh, okay, I'll do this interview." Like it's for me. That's really the only thing that's changed is that it's easier for me to get my work done because of my association. But even still, I don't necessarily rep any corporation or I still look
You're
at
a freelancer
myself.
at the
I'm a
end of the day.
freelancer,
Yeah.
so to me, it's most important for me to like get my work out there. But when it's time for me to move forward, I move forward.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, Dub Smooth. I'm sorry to cut you off, Miss Trey. Let's jump into some music. Before we get into any more questions, I'll let Trey, harass me, during commercial break and all that. Like, why you be cutting me off? Why you be cutting me off? Why you be da-da-da-da, this, that, and the third. But, yo, if y'all definitely want to speak to Miss Welly, hit us up at 718-951-4444.
Send me some questions.
Send us some questions, thoughts, questions. What color shirt she got on.
Pictures if you're beautiful.
We tell you all that. You know what I mean? Let's get it, though. Tone Zone freaking radio. Yeah.
Well, ever since I was little, I mean, I always loved writing. My mom, you know, she homeschooled me. I learned how to read from my mom. So she started me really early. And I always had an interest in writing down stories. And she gave me my first diary when I was like 5. And I would just write about my day. Like, I still have it. And it's just like little stuff like, oh, I went to the mall with my mom. Like, just really nothing much a 5-year-old can talk about. But I started thinking of how I can write about things and tell stories at a very young age. And so if we want to skip elementary school, I was always good at English, blah, blah, blah. And then I got to high school, and I found out about a journalism program.
Banneker!
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I went to Benjamin Banneker Academy.
Class of 07 in the building. Leg up.
So,
Class
thanks,
of
Wade.
215,
Thanks for the
college
shout
graduate,
out.
215.
ICDC.
You already know.
You already know.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I went to Banneker, and one of my teachers told me about a program. So I signed up for it.
It wasn't a GED program, right?
No.
We had no damn GED program at
Dub
Banneker.
told me about Benjamin Banneker girls. He told me a lot of them got their G.
I knew how to read. I knew how to read and write and all that good
Yo,
stuff.
we actually got a caller already looking for you, Nat.
Really?
Yeah, hold on.
All right, let's get it.
Who calling me?
Caller, welcome to Tunnel Zone. Tunnel Zone Radio.
It's all good. It's all good. I mean, let
Pay
me
your
call
phone
back.
bill.
Yeah, pay your phone bill, man. Metro PCS. Hello.
But continue.
Yeah, finish up.
But yeah, basically that summer program put me onto the world of journalism and telling stories. And I got to publish my first article that summer. I was 16, and I was just in love with it at that moment.
What did you write about?
I wrote about food insecurity and black community, how you go to communities where white people live and they have a lot
All
more
these veggie
choices.
spots and all these.
You know, you can buy your fresh veggies, and then the black
Kosher and all
community
those.
is a little bit lacking in that. So it was something I noticed growing up, and I just wrote about it, and my editor was like, okay, you can write about that. So I felt empowered at that moment, like I could write about stuff that I know about, I'm going through, and that people I know are going through. And from there, it was...
Our cold, Miss Trey, she hyped because she got all that around her way now. She live in the style now where all the white people's
Yeah.
Oh, I
So
grew up
she's
in
hyped now, yeah.
Starbucks.
See, look, she using big words, gentrified. I don't even know what that means.
ahead.
Nah, go
Oh,
ahead,
my
I'm saying.
That was a disease.
Yeah, that's where I actually, before I moved to Crown Heights, I lived in Bed-Stuy, and that's how it's definitely changed a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah. So,
White people ain't scared of y'all in the style no more.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
They be out
They
2, 3
walking
a.m.
around with the burners
with their
now. You know
dogs.
what I mean?
I know.
With their
Across the street,
Yorkies.
Everywhere I go.
But yeah, then I applied for different journalism programs for college.
After that?
I went
Okay.
to Howard.
Howard,
Wow.
H-
The real HU in the building.
HU.
Yeah,
The real HU.
I hate you. My cousin go there. Shout out to Ashley. That she you already know. Go ahead.
Oh, really? What year is she?
Nah, they just started like 2012. One of them is going there this year. They sisters
Oh,
on that
okay.
sister Tia Tamara type.
Oh,
They ain't leaving each other. And they ain't even twins.
They're gonna have a good time there.
Yeah.
Did you join a sorority?
No, I didn't pledge.
You wasn't a ski. No, it's not.
No, I didn't go that route, but I know a lot of people that did. I mean, it's so many influential people that went to that school, and my peers there were really what's it called? Positive peer pressure. A lot of people go hard there.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Yeah.
Because a friend of mine wanted to do a documentary about it. Dub Smooth, when we had that Sight Sound Emotion class, where one of the young ladies wanted to do the brown paper bag situation in Howard.
Yeah, Paganini.
Can you speak on that? Like what's that about with the sororities? Was like if you're not as light as the brown paper bag, you can't be in that sorority.
Well,
Like what is
I don't think in this day and age, I don't think that happens anymore.
It
like
don't.
that, I don't see that happening.
Because how she was more of a tomboy, like yo, it's still going on, son. I'm like, okay.
Well,
I'm
if it's
speaking
still
for a young
going,
lady.
my thing is, if it's still going on, she has the stories to back it up. I say tell the story.
Yeah.
But I never knew personally of anyone going through that. And I mean, from what I've seen, sororities on campus have women of all shades, like from the lightest to the darkest. So, but I do know that was something that happened in the past, definitely.
What was something you wanted to blog? Well, when you was doing it consistently, were you in Howard when you was blogging consistently, or?
Yeah, I've been writing consistently since. See, the thing is, I could go through so many different publications that I've written for. But when I got to Howard, I did join a student publication that I was working for. It was online. And I was like the entertainment writer, and then I became like an entertainment editor there. And I was interviewing. That's when I started interviewing a lot of hip hop artists. I started while I was at Howard because so many, artists do their college tour. So every time an artist came, I figured out a way to like do an interview when they came through.
What years you was at Howard from?
07 to 11.
So you seen Drake, you seen all these dope artists.
Like J. Cole came, I interviewed him.
Look at Trey, she light skinned. She's like, oh my god, my light skinned brother.
J. Cole had me like kind of flustered when I met him.
He alright.
Arms.
I hate him.
Don't make me call Diggy Simmons for his behind. Nah, shout out to J. Cole. Shout out to J. Cole. Go ahead, speak on that.
But yeah, who else?
Did you see Trey Songz?
Yeah, we see.
I met Trey Songz. He came freshman year. He came when he had the braids still.
Oh, he had the doodle braids.
He had the braids.
He was making the ugly face. Oh!
But that was
See,
like
you interviewed Big Crit, Ice-T, with all those RZA. Was he spitting in your face when he was talking?
RZA?
Yeah, was he bomb with the lift? Nah, shout out to RZA.
Those are more recent. That was last year. I did that. So some of that stuff happened after I graduated, and I will have to say that it looks like I've done a lot of things, and I have done a lot of stuff, but I did have a period of time where I did struggle, and I had no work, like when I first got out of school.
When you was doing the blogs in Howard, we all struggling. When you was doing the blogs in Howard, were you, and you said you was doing the entertainment part of it, were you like were you blogging about, like, were you gossiping like about people on campus, like, Ray was messing with Triniqua, and
No, the publication I wrote for was really like we was going hard. Like, we made it like it was a real publication. A lot of people didn't know it was a student-run publication until we actually like said something. We never really mentioned that when we reached out to people.
So why you ain't snitch on nobody? Why you ain't say this chick from this sorority was messing around with Dub Smooth?
I mean,
I wish.
do y'all know of there used to be a site called Juicy Campus at one point. They shut it down.
I never heard of it.
But there are people that would make like Twitter pages or anonymous pages. And just start,
we've heard of that. Yeah.
But I was never part of that type.
Well, in high school, we had Skonex.
Yeah, oh, good. I was just about to say that.
In high school.
Yeah, Skonex was popping, man.
And we had like a message board where like they talked about everybody in our grade.
Yeah.
But I was never doing any type of
Thank God I wasn't on it.
Things like that.
So you wasn't doing none of that?
Nah, I was more so like the same stuff you would see on blogs now. J. Cole put out an album. We tried to get an interview with him. Drake, we tried to do Drake like before the Drake he is now. We tried to get an interview with him. Like, we did real stuff, like real reporting.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
I like how you blog not only about hip hop and all that. It says you've done stuff with BET, dealing in terms of the African American community. Speak on that. Yeah,
I've been writing with them since January, so it's mostly like hard news.
So Deborah Lee's cutting the checks, huh?
Kind of, sort of.
She don't want to snitch.
I'm not going to comment
Shout
on
out to Deborah Lee. We need to check over here, too.
I think they're doing a good job, though, on what, how they're handling, like, the Trayvon Martin trial. They did a documentary on that. And so, but me, I write for the website, and I just take, the most common, I don't know if you keep up with the news, African American news, but I try to find the most prevalent stuff that's going on and even try to like come up with my own stories. But I usually take from other sites and try to compile it and stuff like that.
Okay,
so people know about it.
So this is basically something that you really like to write about, like the stuff that goes on in the African American community.
Yeah, it's part of what I like to write about. Like, I love writing about hip hop, but I wanted to mix it up. I didn't want to just. I think it's important to write about what a lot of artists are doing now because that's what people like to read. But then I also want to talk about
going on with the community,
disparities in our community. Like, why are African Americans more likely to not have access to healthcare and access to good education? Like, because that's everyday real stuff that people go through, and your kids are gonna go through if we don't try to like understand what's going on.
Would you be? You think you're diverse enough to write for 17 or Vogue magazine or
GQ or something like that?
GQ or something?
Yeah, I think I can really, to me, as a writer, I'm comfortable writing for any publication. If I have the story that they want, I'm gonna write it.
So you just a writer?
I'm just a writer. Like I write.
I'm not a writer. I'm a biter.
I write about whatever I find interesting.
Yo, well, we got more with Miss Nat. I don't want to say her name wrong. I do not want
He
to say her
doesn't want to
name
mess
wrong.
my name up.
I do not.
Trying to encourage him to just
Miss Whaley.
Miss Whaley,
Miss
man.
Whaley. I
Call her
said
Nat.
it
Call her
nice.
Nat.
Miss Whaley, a.k.a. I like the jeans she got on now.
What you looking
She
at?
all shy.
Looking at? She looking at?
She all professional. Now, let's jump into some music, man. Tunnels on radio. Let's get it.